Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. And since today is an upside-down day, we could just kind of tilt it on its head. We're going to start with the high temperatures because they've already been achieved. What are you talking about? I mean, like, we're not going to get any warmer than this? Nope, we're not. But these were the temperatures that we've seen in just the last few hours. Wasn't like necessarily at the stroke of midnight, although some of the highest wind gusts came just before midnight. But I digress. It was 49, high temperature. How warm is it going to be today? Well, it depends on when your day starts. And one of the beautiful things about the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic is you get the hour-by-hour data. So if you have a golf game planned for 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're in the 30s. But if you had a third shift to work, you were going to be near 50, and that's where many of you are or were just either now or just a few moments ago. But those are the high temperatures. So 49 will go down in the books. The high temperature today was 40. So it's more like 35 for most of the afternoon today. But I had to show you the high temperatures. Now I want to show you the current temperatures. 46 degrees and a down arrow is what I had for the forecast for today. And it's 6:41. We're about to approach that window of opportunity that I said temperatures would fall. And they have fallen by the tune of 3 degrees thus far. It's 46 in Knoxville. It was 49 closer to the last few hours. But it's already 38 in Jamestown. It's already 41 in Oneida, so temperatures are beginning to cascade downward, but it's going to be like a slow drop, at least for some of you, in the next hour or two. But by the time you hit midday, if not before, I think everybody's going to be like Jamestown, in the mid to upper 30s for a while. It's already 50 in Sevierville, but again, it's an upside-down day. The only reason this is happening is because the cold front is in the process of moving through. So I just want to say good morning to you. How are you feeling here on a Thursday? We're going to be headed down to the mid-teens. About 17 tonight. So 30s sounds great this afternoon, but once you get to tomorrow morning under clear skies, it's going to be so cold. One of the coldest air masses we've seen since mid-January. But I do digress. Again, 50 current temperature in Sevierville, 46 degrees in Athens. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. I got a little Steve Stone, happy face, smiley face. He's got the Jeep in his emoji. Good morning. And he's on YouTube. Glad to see Steve here. Always a pleasure. And Karen Robbins says, yeah, it's 40. She's got 40 degrees in Fairfield Glade, and the gusts around 13 miles an hour. It was really gusty, she notes, last night. Yes, it was. Certainly those winds were pretty howling, and they popped the temperatures up, no doubt. Good morning, says Danny. Danny's on the call, too. He says he hopes everybody has a wonderful day. Stay warm, he says, and go Vols. I absolutely want you to stay warm here on a Thursday, the 5th of December. So those are the current readings. We've already shown you where we were, so let's do everybody a favor and show you where we're going. These winds are pretty stiff even now. We have a sustained wind of 17 miles per hour. It's gusting to 28 and will likely gust between 25 and 30 during the course of the next couple of hours. But once the clouds clear, and they'll clear pretty quickly, they could produce a drop of rain here, a few flakes in the Smokies. But look at those winds in the mountains. I see 50 plus. 50 plus. In fact, the National Weather Service has they've maintained the wind advisory. It runs till 1 o'clock today. So from now until 1 o'clock, it's been in effect, I believe, since 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. last night through 1 o'clock today for gusts up to 45. But they did note that some of the higher elevations, such as Cove Mountain, could have isolated gusts up to 60. And that's what they added in their text. So isolated wind gusts up to 60 for places like Cove Mountain, but most in the brown shaded areas could have gusts around 45 miles per hour. So that's something to take into effect too. By the way, it might be 46, but it feels like 39. Come on, Aldrich. I got to pump gas today. It feels like 39. I know, but it is what it is, right? It is technically in the 40s. And what about the drop of rain? Well, if we see any of it, it would come from this energy source here. And you can see some of that snow moving across West Virginia this morning and some clouds that are still rolling into town. So I want to start off with the headlines in this fashion. Just remind you that temperatures are going to fall into the 30s. We're going to look at the planner next. Cold sunshine on Friday, milder sunshine on Saturday. Saturday's high should be around 47. Is that milder? I guess. When you start off at 17 tomorrow morning, yeah, I'd say that's milder. And tomorrow's highs should only be in the mid to upper, let's say mid 30s, about 38 to upper 30s, but either still. But this is where we're going. So if we're at 46 now, we're going to be like 39 in like the next few minutes. Could be. For some of you, that's definitely true for Jamestown, but it's going to be a gradual settling down. No, so if you could follow a ball into these little bars, it'd be like it would settle, right, around 34, 35 for most of the day. Most of the day. And you can get this hour by hour expectation on the app. It's very easy to locate, but early drops to some mountain flakes. They're not like 20% chance for that. Early clouds to sunny skies. It's not even, it's just going to be abrupt, right? It's just full sun. Full sun, full stop. Temperatures drop today, and we'll be back in the 20s by as early as, say, maybe 6, 7 o'clock. That's going to be some cold air, no doubt. But if you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. I do see some notes here. Lana Johnson is on the call. She says, good morning, David, and everyone. Glad to have Lana here. And I did get a weather report from our friend Fred, who we've been praying for. He's been under the weather, but good morning in Maryville. He has 46 degrees in Blount County. So glad to have that weather update from you. 46. So clearly, I mean, if someone asked you, what's the high today? You know, I get questioned all the time. So your forecast doesn't look like anybody else because everybody else probably put 35, right? If everybody said the high was going to be 35, who looks silly now? I mean, it's 46 where Fred is, and he's in Maryville. So my point is, I like to look at the maximum temperature for the whole day. If it happens at midnight, so be it. If it happens at 6 or 7 in the morning, like in this case, so be it. But we've already hit 49. That will be the high temperature today. And if you feel like you got a fire going in the fireplace, or maybe this is just hyperbole, you're just doing that virtual fireplace just to, you know, get clicks. No, I'm not, because this is what you're going to wake up to tomorrow. This is going to be a rude reality. We're in the mid-12. I see 12 for Greenville, 15 for Morristown. Is that like coming? That's tonight, folks. That's tonight. And this will be the coldest air since the 22nd of January. That's when we fell to 13. And we were 19 yesterday morning. So think about tonight, tomorrow morning, really is 2 degrees colder than it was yesterday morning. So I've got some other notes here. I want to check in with you. I do know I didn't want to leave this out because this is like a key piece of the equation. Yesterday we hit 51, and that was what was expected. Started the morning at 19, and the peak gust was 37 during the day. That happened just before 3 o'clock, but they had another 46-mile-an-hour gust just before and around 11 o'clock last night. And that kind of falls in line with what Karen Robbins said. It was the really strong gusty winds last night. The normal high and low is 53, 34. The record high is 76 from 2013, and the record low, ready for this? Record low, 7. So you'd have to get in the single digits. 7 came in 1871. So we've been in the single digits around this time of year. Doesn't happen often, but it has happened before. So I like to give you some perspective. I like to give you some context. That's just kind of the way things go. But as far as what tonight's going to bring with clear skies, frosty cold weather, there's going to be some scraping. Oh, there's going to be some scraping going on tomorrow morning if your car is out in the elements. 11 degrees for Oneida, 11 for Crossville. Those are the expected lows tonight. Very, very cold indeed. How excited are you if you're a cold weather fan? Are you on team cold or are you on team warm? I will say this, this too shall pass. Notice the ultimate Doppler radar shows the Brown counties. That's the wind advisories. And it's not just us. It also includes southeast Kentucky. There's even some stronger concerns for wind around Boone, North Carolina. That's why they might have some high wind watches there and warnings. But as far as the concern for wind, it will remain out for a little while longer. By the way, Marco's Pizza, my sponsor for the Ultimate Doppler Radar, Marcos.com. They deliver anytime you would like them to come to your home or workplace. Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge. They have locations in Middlebrook Pike and Ebenezer Road, now open. Of course, they do give back quite a bit to the community, local community. They are proud sponsors of No Kid Hungry and have been for many years. They also give back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Pepperoni Magnifico for less than $10. That looks so delicious. I could have pizza for breakfast. That's just me, but I love the fact that they've got that for less than $10. They got a Pizzoli for less than $6. This is a delicious lunch item. Check them out. Make sure you get the dipping sauce that you like. I'm a big fan of the pepperoni and sausage one. Go to Marcos.com, a proud sponsor. I'm proud to have them as a sponsor for Captain Accurate Weather. By the way, you can see all those wind concerns are not just in our Smoky Mountains or in Kentucky, but they extend into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, into New Jersey, Delaware, all across parts of Indiana as well. So there is some concern with wind. but nothing much in the way of drops of rain at this point. Again, could see a sprinkle, could see some snowflakes develop in the higher hills this morning, but most of it, all the activity seems to be winding around the state of Pennsylvania and upstate New York. So that's the national scene. If you have a comment, we'd love to say good morning to you. Darcy's on here. She would like to say stay safe and warm, everyone. Happy Thursday. Good morning to you, Darcy. Glad to see your note there. And Melissa says the wind is whipping this morning. That's a good word. It's whipping this morning. I was looking for Dorothy and Toto to fly by me. Everyone have a blessed day. Yeah, thankfully we don't have that to worry about, but it does bring back memories of that movie for sure. Good morning, David, says Linda Rice. She's got the rose as her picture here, and she says, I have a great day. Thanks for the updates. My pleasure. So be prepared. I mean, as bad as the 30s today may sound, it's got to be better than the mid-teens. 17 is where we're headed in the valley by tomorrow. That wind is blowing hard, says Wanda Poe. Here I am on Team Snow, David. That wind feels like it's going to blow my trailer away. Well, let's keep you safe, all right? Let's make sure that you'll know that this wind advisory will expire at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I know you may not be in the higher hills, but everybody's feeling a bit of that wind, and it will slow down in the next few hours. Here's what we have as far as the yearly, right? Because we've now got the last month of the year. I have been diligent to put the actual rainfall inside the white arrows. So you pick your favorite month and you look inside the white arrows. That's the actual rainfall that we have achieved in 2024. And so far in December, it's a goose egg. 0. We haven't had anything measurable. That's the key. Nothing that they could actually they could detect a few drops or a few flakes, but they haven't had anything to measure. You look back at November, it was below average. You look back at October, it was the 3rd driest October on record. But in May, we had like the 8th wettest May. I mean, it's just been amazing how the pendulum swings from May to October. It just has. But 5 inches of rain and melted snow in December is typical. I point this out because what I'm about to show you might surprise you. Now, maybe it suggests a few drops today, this morning, not a big deal. This may be just model noise. It puts 0.02 in Knoxville, but some of you might find a few drops on the windshield this morning. But then it goes to full sunshine. We got sunny day on Friday, a sunny day on Saturday, and then by Sunday, I think this is probably a bit too fast. I think it's by sunrise Monday, we start to turn rainy. And I think rainy is a big word for Monday. Monday is probably an 80% chance of rain. Some of the models are a little slower in getting the reinforcements, but even still, I think some of these numbers of 2 inches plus, maybe over pie in the sky, because I suspect we'll probably be closer to an inch, inch and a half, but either still. We're going to get some rain, and it will be coming in next week. Temperatures right now, as I mentioned, if you're just joining us, is 46. Wait a minute, you had 46 and a down arrow, but the day before you had 49 and a down arrow. I was right on both fronts. The high was 49. That came a few hours ago. But it's 46 now, and it's about the sun comes up at 7:31. So it comes up in just a little more than a half hour. But that's where we stand, 46. But it's only going down from there because the cold front is processing through the area. It's transversing through the region. 41 the current temperature in Nashville. It's already 33 in Bowling Green. You look at these wind chills, where you see purple or pink. I guess the pink is the right word. That covers much of Illinois, Indiana. Those numbers are negative and single digits. It's brutally cold in some areas north of Paducah as far as the wind chill. And that's just going to be part of the equation for them as they progress through their day. By the way, as we look at 6:53, the bus stop forecast, I mentioned it's going to go to all sun today. It's going to be quick. Any clouds that are overhead are going to disappear quickly. So when you pick up your kiddos this afternoon in the mid-30s, between 2 and 3:30, it's not going to move much. You're going to feel like the temperature is flatlined. It's like it was in the mid-30s at 11. It's mid-30s at 3. Yeah, it just kind of stays there. But once it gets dark tonight, that's when we start to fall in a big way into the 20s and ultimately into the teens. So be prepared for the chill. And I thought this animation was very descriptive because it shows it clearing, right? All of a sudden it's blue sky. Look at that. Sunglasses. You might even call it deceiving sunshine. Because you look out the window, looks nice and bright, but boy, it's cold out there. I got to put on a heavier coat. That's what some of you might think. Or actually, you might actually say that before the end of today. So 7:31 is when the sun comes up, goes to bed at 5:22. And I do like to show you November because it was so warm. We forget. I said, look, the fact we had a record high on the 7th, I said, you know, if we're like 10 or 15 degrees above normal, nobody bats an eyelash. But we're now suddenly 10 or 15 degrees below normal. like we were when it was 19 yesterday, because that's normal low is 34. Yeah, that's 15 degrees below normal. No, everybody's like up in arms. It's just the way the pendulum swings, man. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And you can see the blue squares, which is below average, have begun to multiply. Because when you look at December, it's like bing, bing, bing. We've had 4. And today, because we hit 49 around midnight, today's going to be another blue square. And tomorrow, 38 for Friday, that's going to be another blue square. So you get to the point that we're off to a fast start for cold air. Cold December's not something that we see all the time around here, but that's the way things are shaping up, at least to start. And you look at the current temperatures, and that's not a misprint, that's 3. 3 lonely degrees in Bismarck, North Dakota, some very cold air in place. Look at Florida. I mean, they've had some frost advisories for good reason. And they're worried about maybe the orange groves, I would imagine, this morning. By the way, I got a note from Pete. I want to give a shout out to Pete. He says, good morning, Captain and crew. Glad to have everybody here. Glad to have Pete here. Also, a pleasure to have Ed. Says, good morning, have a great day. Glad to see his smiling face there. Diane Ladyhawk says, watching you on YouTube. Love it. I'm glad to see that too. And Karen says, David, you can call that color magenta or fuchsia. Yeah, that's too that's high class for me. But I guess magenta or fuchsia works too. The hot pink, something of that hue, Karen. But you are also very kind. I appreciate the update. The magenta certainly looks cold in Minnesota and the Dakotas here on a Thursday. And speaking of wind chills, look at the -10. Is that -10? That's -10. That's a wind. Well, what's -10 among friends? That's wind chill. You got friends in Des Moines. I'm sure they feel like, is this December or like the middle of January? It's early December, my friend. So for them, this is the Arctic blast, -7 in Madison, and it's actually -5 wind chill in Indianapolis. It's right on the doorstep. That piece of cold is not going to make it fully here, but just a chunk of it should bring us down to about 17 in the morning. If you haven't picked up the free updated Captain Accurate weather app with Pete Michaels traffic, I hope you'll do so. The 48 hours of hourly data is key on a day like today. On an upside-down day, when you're trying to plan not just one day, but 2 days into the future, you cannot assume that the high is going to come at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. People like to say that to me. Say, well, I just assume. Don't assume that. You have to ask, is there a cold front coming through? Because that's what's happening today. And so if you don't know that, and you think that they see the forecast, you're a lot warmer than everybody else. Well, that's because I took into account that the front was going to come through during the day or in the pre-dawn hours. And I was very explicit to say it would fall between 2 and 7. Many of you have already begun the drop. 10-day forecast also on the app. You also get power outages. And did I mention with the wind advisories, that could be an issue for you. If you're in the Smokies and you've got high winds, you want to check the power outages. That's on the app. I've worked hard to get some of these goodies onto the app themselves. The drought monitor comes out weekly. This will come out at 8:30 in the morning. So that weekly report will be on your phone or on your app, I should say, at 8:30 this morning if you want to check it out. All right, it's 46 degrees. If you're just joining us, it's now 6:58. I'll be done at the top of the hour or very close to it. Southwest winds 14. Feels like it's 40. You look at our precipitation chances, it's 20% today, 80% Monday, 60% Tuesday, and Wednesday 40. There's no question about the precipitation type. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will be liquid, it will be rain. There's not a concern for snow on those 3 days. Storm Prediction Center also highlighting some areas where thunder might occur, maybe not severe, but southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi might have some thunderstorms today, but you close in, it's just cold, and so no thunder concerns here. Some general thunderstorms possible in central Texas tomorrow. That's Friday. We have a sunny day. Clearly, there's no coloring here. And Saturday, the chance of thunder expands into Dallas and Houston. That's Saturday. We have another sunny day, so it looks good there as well. All right, so let's get to the futurecast. This shows the front moving away. And there's the flakes. Well, what do you know? I don't see it on the radar yet, but the models still want to put a few flakes in the Smokies through 8 o'clock this morning, and then it fades away because the clouds are going to vacate the premises. Lots of sunshine for the balance of the day today. We finish and start the day tomorrow in the upper teens, mid-teens, and then warm up into the upper 30s for a high of 38 on Friday. I have us at 47 on Saturday. So I think by and large, really not a whole lot to talk about other than the warming trend that some will be welcoming with open arms. Please bring on the warmth. We'll get some of that. But the rain will begin to advance, as I believe it'll come in a little bit slower than this, but it'll be here on Monday. That's my expectation. All right, 6:59, 46, that's our current temperature. We've already hit 49, drops, some mountain flakes, clouds to sunny. I didn't even want to put clouds to sun. It's just clouds to sunny. It's abrupt. There's hardly a cloud in the sky today. Once we get to probably late morning, 10 a.m., 11, west-northwest winds 5 to 15, but could gust 25 to 30 here in the next hour or two. Again, these temperatures have pretty much already been gone, and many of us are going to just get much colder. If you're traveling today, Atlanta 51, about 25 for an expectation in Lexington, and 39 in Memphis. Tonight we've already covered 17, but let's just look at it once again. Clear skies with frosty cold air. There will be some scraping, no doubt, first thing tomorrow morning. So yes, this is not a misprint that says 12 in Greenville, 11 in Crossville, and 11 in Oneida in the heart of Scott County. It's going to be brutal, and I really want you to make sure you take care of your pets, everyone stays warm, have enough firewood on hand, all the rest. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 38 Friday, 47 Saturday, and then the lows get milder. And yes, it's just rain, but periods of it could come down in buckets on Monday. We'll keep an eye on that generally with the onset of rain. It looks like we'll be in the upper 50s. Had a chance to get in the 60s, but I think because the rain becomes more aggressively Monday, I think 58 should about do it. By the way, as I checked your comments, I just wanted to thank you for your live stream viewing. Some of you have been watching. Oh, yes, I see a little note here from Pete. Pete's getting a little meteorologically savvy here. He says we need some positive vorticity affection. We need something, maybe a heater, perhaps, before the end of the day. But I do thank you for that update. I appreciate the magenta and fuchsia comment that Karen gave me a little bit moment ago. By the way, if you haven't picked up the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic, it's got all the National Weather Service alerts plus 3 extras that come from Barron, plus lightning alerts. We've added the drought monitor. We've added the power outages. We've got air quality alerts that come to your phone when they apply, when they're applicable. And it's free. Did I mention it's free? That's what's wonderful. And the YouTube channel, if you want to join us there, love to have you subscribe there. That's free. Go to youtube.com/@CaptainAccurate. The free service on YouTube is also streaming this very live stream that you're hearing now. And if you want to join us on Premium, we'd love to have you. My Winter Weather Outlook, which is a video that runs just over 15 minutes. My Winter Weather Outlook described a fast start. That was one of the pillars. It's not all the information that I've just shared with you, but that's one of the things. I said, hey, get ready for a fast start. And December is rip-roaring as far as the cold air. That Winter Weather Outlook is available if you'd like to join us on Premium on Facebook. You're the first to see every snow forecast. If you're a Premium member, I update them every day, multiple times, usually 10, 15 posts a day. They get beyond the next 7 days. We focus 2 weeks, 30 days into the future. We look at other things too. More Facebook Lives, and you get fewer ads. Just check us out. We're just $4.99 a month. It's a bargain. It's the best deal in East. Oops, I come back here. It's the aspect of what we have with Premium is, I think, a great stocking stuffer. It could be a great a gift. If you want to give somebody $4.99, say, hey, you want to try it for a month or just for this winter season? We'd love to have you sample us. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. Please stay warm. It's going to get much, much colder tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll see you soon. Take care.